What's going on, people? I know it's been a minute since I've done reactions. For those of you who follow me on other platforms and the other channels, you can see I've been active on my ASMR channel, posting up extended music of Resident Evil. My gaming channel has kind of been picking up a little bit too, because I was doing the Resident Evil HD remaster, playing that, and then on my main channel, the one with my full name on it, where I post the dancing shit and some other comedy skits, whatever. That's been doing all right. But I'm trying to post on my TikTok, my Instagram, and stuff like that. Keep up to date with shit, but I've said this on my Instagram and stuff like that, and because of life, it is what it is. We go through these rough patches. I haven't really been dancing like that because I feel like I haven't been putting my all into it. You know what I'm saying? And I guess maybe too, like with the reactions, I haven't been, I guess maybe I feel like I won't be putting my all into it if I try to do a reaction. You guys know me, I laugh at damn near everything. But I feel like I never want to post a fake reaction. So this video is gonna probably be all over the place. I'm gonna try to avoid doing that. It's kind of like a quick update on everything that's been going on. So a few things I kind of like wanted to put out there about me personally, because this channel, what's amazing about this one is this one has the most subscribers, 5,000. My other channel has 3,000. The ASMR and the gaming have about 200 plus. The Wyatt Foundation, which I've been slacking on as well, has about like 20 something, but you guys know that's just like a side channel where I just want to post up anything that could come up in my head about like a promo, like a wrestling style promo, but telling a story in one video or some shit like that. Whether I'm Christopher Wyatt, who's a spin-off of Bray, or Randall Wyatt, who's a spin-off of Randy Orton, and what I'm saying, and I got one character, Seth Copeland, who gave into the Wyatt Foundation, who is basically inspired by Seth Rollins and Adam Copeland, when Edge, who was Adam Copeland Edge, who was when he did the Judgment Day thing. So it's a character that's inspired by like a mix of the two. But this is one of those videos where like sometimes I'm questioning, like, I never looked down on anybody who needed help mentally. Like I don't know, like a mental health therapist. I have the, what I'm saying, like, I have an amazing family, but sometimes I don't want to burden people. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a lot on my mind. You can see I can't even fucking speak. Sometimes I question it. Maybe should I see someone, but I don't know. Cause I've hit this point in my life where I'm so behind on shit, and I never really wanted to make a video again about this, because I had made a video about my job and shit over a year ago, and a lot of you know about that situation. the job, the previous, you know what I'm saying, with the whole BS that happened. But the one thing I can say is I have such a great support system though, like close friends I grew up with, family, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom is amazing. You know, even though I lost one brother, I have another brother that's amazing. You know, that will do anything. You know what I'm saying? Who has my back. But sometimes it's just like the mistakes I've made in my life, I don't feel like I should burden anybody with them. I want to fix them myself. I mean, sometimes maybe that's not the way to go. So the one thing I can say is, you know, people who actually end up offing themselves, like, you know, 86ing or whatever the other term is, because I don't want to just say, you know, these old copywriting things and shit like that, or you get demonetized for saying certain words, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And I really feel for those people because even though I may not have grown up with money, I have the privilege. I had the privilege growing up to having such a great support system from a lot of people, family and friends of family that ended up becoming family, or just good friends that became best friends that are basically considered family. I shampoo my shit. My shit looks all whatever. So I really give, you know, I give a lot of props to people who made it without friends and family. There's people out here who are alone. I mean, alone. You know, and you know, my heart goes out for them, and especially the people that had nowhere to turn to and they took the only way out that they thought was right. And I stand here and I say, or I sit here, whatever, that I'm blessed enough to have people. Because if I didn't, I probably would take that route. And there's probably people out there who may be following me. And if you want to take that route, don't do it. You know, yeah, I don't know how it feels to be 100% alone. I don't. Because I had the privilege of growing up in a community where people got your back. You know what I'm saying? And having a great family. But that's why, you know, I'm one of those people that, I guess I'm an empath and I feel for other people, but, you know, sometimes you wish you could help those people, but you can't help everybody, especially if you're in, if I'm living in the middle of Connecticut and someone is going through that lives in like Nebraska or some shit. But this is, I don't want to make it too long. Luckily, there's a lot of you that follow me, subscribe to me on all my channels, on all the platforms, and I'm grateful. Because I never tell anybody that you gotta keep up with me 24/7. I'll never tell anybody that, you know, you gotta turn on the notification. If you want to do that, I'm grateful. I really appreciate it. But I know how it is to be busy and have your own life. I would never tell anybody that they need to do anything, you know, to go out of their way for anything. Excuse me. But wow, I burp and I got a cough. Jesus Christ. But you know, I figured I open up too, because there's people who have been following me on this channel who even to this day, you know, they'll find me on Instagram. They're like, yo, I've had you on your reaction channel for so long, but I just found you on Instagram, or I found your other channels, and it's crazy to see your life and see what I've done other than just a reaction channel. You know, I started this channel in 2019. I got inspired by AJ's reactions on Instagram. You could probably I've spoken with him plenty of times before. He was already getting there, but you know, I got to talk to him. You know, he's from England, but he's from a Jamaican background, and he followed me because he was like, "Yo, you you're not Jamaican, but you grew up with Jamaicans and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm Greek," and stuff like that, and you know, and he kind of inspired me to do reactions, and and then because I'm a wrestling fan, I love WWE. I don't know what it was, but I somehow came across WWE YTPs, and because I came across that, then I came across YTPs in general. Um, which eventually brought me to Billy Bob Tanley, who was another inspiration. Charm X. If anybody else has a reaction channel from way before 2019, just know you're one of the inspirations. All right. My ADHD ass, I'm gonna be like, oh, wait, 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 wait. Then I came across Squadala and Snake. Gaiden did a fucking ITP of me, which is a fucking honor. Squadala did it first one to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but even to this day, people find out about my history of like the dancing shit and the club days, whatever. And what I wanted to open up about was we all, about mistakes. We all make them, and why I'm in the predicament that I'm in right now at 34 fucking years old. You know what I'm saying? So, for those of you who don't know, that have had me on this channel or even confused about like, yo, why are you into the dance hall stuff? So I'm a first generation Greek American. My mom and my dad and their whole family is born in Greece, born and raised in Greece. And they came here in 1973. And my oldest brother Jimmy was born in 74. And then it was my sister Maggie, who some of you know, who was born special needs. And then my brother George, who passed away 2 years ago on March 16th. He was born in 81. And then I was born 1990. We grew up here in Connecticut, Norwalk, Connecticut, Southwest, Fairfield County, a town, 2 towns over from Stamford, Connecticut, which is the WWE headquarters. I grew up here, you know what I'm saying? So, proud to be where I'm from, you know what I mean? Connecticut gets, we're known for pizza, but we're not known, we get overlooked sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But one of my goals is to like blow up and kind of put CT on the map. And what's crazy is my initials are CT, Chris Tsioukas, you know what I'm saying? So I believe it's like, my mom didn't even think of it. She was like, I just said Christopher. She says, it's crazy that your name is Christopher and then your last name starts with a T. And she was like, I didn't think of it that, and you born, we came here in Connecticut. So, I grew up in, I should say, in a diverse community, but predominantly African American. Me and my brothers were known like we were the few white boys in the group, you know what I'm saying? And we grew up listening, to hip hop. Grew up in a very diverse community, and we got some of our best friends or people we consider family are Hispanic and Black. Never dealt with some of the shit I hear about, like racist stories and nothing like that. But at the end of the day, not to bring race to the equation, but when you're like the few white dudes in a group, it's like you're popular in a way, not because because you're not because you're white, you're trying to be popular, but it's just you stick out. Come on, you know what I'm saying? The joke was when I used to take pictures with some of my friends back in the day, they were like, "Where's Waldo?" Oh, I see Waldo right there. It's just we grew up on that type of humor, and it was nothing's but, and growing up, still, I grew up around people from all walks of life. I grew up with gamers. Some of my best friends are gamers, which I have a few close friends who I grew up with, who we connected to, with gaming, Resident Evil, and some of these other games like Silent Hill. And I grew up with some motherfuckers who was about that life, but they never they never brought that to me. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with just people sometimes, when you think of it, they say you are a product of your environment. I didn't get into the wrong lifestyle, but a lot of us, we do what we think we know is best. And because we don't come from a family of a wealthy background, sometimes we don't know how to do these things of investing your money, saving your money, putting your money in a 401k. That usually comes with some jobs that when you just become full-time and they offer that shit to you, or putting your money into a Roth IRA or some shit. People like, oh, I've been investing in Bitcoin or crypto since 2009 or what, I don't know, whatever it first started. But we didn't, because motherfuckers like us don't know. They don't teach us that. And that's why we're so behind in life. And I'm not trying to make an excuse. It just is what it is. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, sometimes some of us kind of overlook the privileges and we don't show the appreciation for the little things that we had. Fuck the money. I'm kind of trying to tell people, like, the benefits of how I grew up. Learned some street smart shit, got street smart. You know what I mean? I've been robbed once in my life, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was in Bridgeport, you know what I'm saying? And, my dumb ass, I didn't want to pay for a taxi. I wanted to go to a club in 2011. I got stuck up, you know what I'm saying? They thought that I probably had money. Come to find out, motherfucker, I had like $6 in my pocket, pack of gum. I had an iPod Nano. They took that shit. I had a prepaid Metro PCS phone. I was like, take it. I'm like, I ain't trying to get popped for no stupid shit. I ain't gonna fight 3 months. It was 3 motherfuckers too. The fuck I'm gonna do? Even if I hit one of them, the other two going, you know what I'm saying? That's what I get for not putting motherfucking do not disturb or whatever. But I was now it came back to me. The joke about the dude who peaked in high school. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was pretty popular because of my brothers, and the teachers knew my brothers, and other people's parents would be like, yo, I know his brothers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Don't fuck with him or whatever, even though it's not like in a tough way, but just be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you tell your, there's a lot of parents I know that will be like, yo, listen, you see that kid right there? That's one of my good friends' son or daughter. Try not to, you know what I'm saying? You can't control what kids do in school all the time, but, kids will approach me and be like, yo, my mom, my dad knows your family, your friends, whatever, and your brothers and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, word, all right. Then we became cool. So that was a privilege, one of the many privileges. But high school was, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, I've been seeing a lot of videos too. Oh my God, my mind is all over the fucking place. Holy shit. Shout out to the people that know how to do this like in 10 minutes. There's so much, you know what I'm saying? There's fucking so much. I've been seeing a lot of videos of people lately. I guess, YouTube or social media just hears when you talk to yourself. I don't know, when I pray, whatever. I get a lot of these videos of people talking about their life and their struggles. 30 plus, 35, unemployed, or, what I'm saying? Some people are saying that they hit a stop in life and they don't know what to do, and or they feel alone, they don't know what's next. And I guess I'm one of those people too. I'm one of those people that don't know what the fuck is next. I'm so behind because of the mistakes I've made, and the joke of the person who peaked in high school, the jock who thinks he's all that, and then after high school he fucking got a job at Walmart because he took that shit too serious. Now, I was never a jock. I was never a bully. I was always just the dude that everybody fucked with. And then there would be instances in school, like rarely, but where somebody don't fuck with you, but they end up like, yo, Chris, my bad. I thought you was fake, and you know what I mean? I thought you was all about yourself. You was making jokes, and I thought, I was having a bad day, and I said some dumb shit. Because there was one thing I didn't do was back down from somebody, you know what I'm saying? So even though I never played a tough guy, I never played a scaredy cat. But they would be like, oh, Chris, my bad. My perception of you was wrong. And that's what really led me to no fights in high school. You know what I'm saying? I got into a fight in middle school, and me and the kid shook hands, and we were like, I told him I'm sorry. He told me he was sorry. After that, and kids get into fights too. When I was way younger, like 10, 9, me and my good friends used to fight, and then we used to be like, what the fuck was that? Like, we don't even remember why. You're just kids. Fucking ADHD kids, you don't even fucking remember why after that anyway. You're just like, oh, I thought you said the sky was green and you made me upset. What the fuck? Holy shit, you took my candy. You didn't give me the controller when I was jerking off to Jill Valentine. So, and then, my ability to throw jokes even during serious moments to not make the mood completely, well, it depends on what kind of moment we having, but so I didn't really deal with bullying. I dealt with disagreements, but it wasn't bullying. And then sometimes even people would step up for me or stand, because they were like, yo, Chris ain't about, like, he ain't doing stupid shit, like, why are you talking like that or whatever. And I'll be like, yo, if they want to do something. And then sometimes some other people would talk to them, and they would be like, again, it was the wrong perception or wrong idea of a person, but I'm not trying to say that I was the dude who peaked in high school or was a high school jock, because I graduated high school a virgin anyway. But yeah, girls ain't fuck with your boy back in high school for some reason. I guess I was too into the joking shit, you know what I'm saying? But it was alright though, you know what I'm saying? Looking back at it, I don't give, now, even when I was 20 something, I was never living in the past, like, oh, I lose my virginity in high school, like, but because of that, in my 20s is what made it worse. My early 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fucking girls in high school that wanted me were the fucking teen moms, or the girls that were, again, I'm not trying to body shame, but I say that in videos a lot, but it was like the girls that were like fucking 50, 60 pounds heavier than me. And I was running track at the time. You know what I'm saying? I was fitting into medium shirts, size 30 waist. I'm 5'7". I'm not a tall dude. I'm not a big dude. And this chick is like this, and she wants it. So that's what I dealt with in high school. So I would come home. I used to let that bother me too. I was young, but I'm like, damn, it's always the fucking big girls that want me, or the girls that got kids that want me. You know what I'm saying? The decent looking girls or the hot ones didn't want me, even though I was popular with the boys. Everybody fucked with me, but it was just like, some girls fucked with me, but they, as a friend though. But school in itself was difficult. You know, doing that, and even since I was a kid, it my ability to retain information was just terrible. Even now, sometimes I try to retain shit, and it just I have to go over it again and again and again. And I was talking to a few friends about this, and I think I've said it on here too, about being handy. You know, I kind of grew up with people that were handy, and another insecurity of mine was I'm not so handy. And sometimes you look at yourself like, yo, you a man, and you really can't fix this and do that. And I'm just like, yo, why can't I do none of that? And you know that. And then sometimes, like, when I try to push myself to do it, you know, and you get the piece of paper that tells you, you get the instruction that tells you how to hook this up, I have to overlook it like 10 times in order for me to get it. But some people, they look at it once, oh, boom, okay, boom. Me, it's like I got to double check, because even when I was younger doing tests, like, I kept fucking up, and I thought I had the right answer, but it's because maybe I was going too fast. And I'm just like, what the fuck is my problem? But ADHD, and sometimes I think of it like, is it more than that? Because everybody I know now, like, everything, there's like 100 different types of autism, and I'm looking back at it, and then some of the stuff I'm like, maybe I'm on am I on that level? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I feel like I'm normal, but sometimes I'm like, maybe there is a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to say that, because sometimes, like, there's my days where I have, like, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I gotta, like, calm myself down. Like, yeah, but one of my insecurities, I guess, like, I couldn't retain the information other kids could. And I'd see other kids do good, and I'm sitting there like, I'm trying to pay attention. But it's certain words teachers say that triggers my distraction. Like, for example, like, I'm in social studies or geography, whatever, and the teacher talks about Lithuania, and I'm like, where the fuck was it? You know, I mean, name me a country. I'll tell you where the fuck it is and which continent. Like, and I'll point it out, like, right away. That's how great I've become at that. Like, I'll tell you which country that what continent that country is in. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, Lithuania, where's Lithuania? I look at the map, and Lithuania, Estonia. And I don't know if anybody ever noticed this. You know how you have Russia, but you have those countries next to it. Then I noticed, like, next to Lithuania is like a small part that belongs to Russia. I'm like, what the fuck? This part belongs to Russia. Then you got to go, like, through, like, 2 countries in order to go back into Russia. I'm like, so there's like a little smidge of that belongs to Russia. And by the time I'm looking at that, like, the teacher says something, and I'm just like, what? And then she asked me a question. I'm like, and now the teacher, or he or she, whatever, and now they asking me, you don't know the question? I'm just like, no, because I was looking at the fucking map, because I was thinking of something else. That's how bad it was, you know. I got prescribed some medicine when I was in, like, 8th and 9th grade, and then, motherfucker, I was falling asleep in class. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even helping. I was just like, I'll take the medicine, and I'm just like, knocking the fuck out. And it's even affecting me in my adult life. That's why sometimes I'm like, am I even fit for the real world? Because I get a job, and, you know, all these jobs, you better have the ability to multitask. And it's like, they'll give you 8 tasks. I do great at 6 or 7, but 1 I fuck up on. And you know how these places are. They throw it in your fucking face when you make one mistake. So it's like, you can't fucking win. And that's why one of my insecurities was, am I even fit for this shit? Another one of them. And in my learning disability and all this other shit. Try not to be all over the place again, but, you know, what growing up, I was always into the dancing stuff. My oldest brother was a dancer. George really wasn't. George was like, I'm 6'2". I don't give a fuck. I'll beat everybody. Nah, he ain't. Nah. Um, but you know, my mom was a dancer too. She like when it comes down to Greek dances. If you tell her about a Greek dance, even from one of the islands, she'll like. If she doesn't know it, she knows a little bit of it. She knows like her knowledge is ridiculous. My brother Jimmy grew up, born in '74, so he grew up around the b-boy shit. He used to do that. He used to do the pop lock. He was a part of dance crews too, like myself. Um, and as a kid, I always loved dancing. And I used to watch the hip hop videos. Learn that shit. Being from this part of Connecticut, we're so close to New York City. You know, that when that style of get light was getting popular, it's a style of dance in New York City. If y'all don't know, it kind of came to Connecticut in a way, and then we would like bad one, let me, all of that shit. And then but we used to watch videos of just dancing and stuff like that. And then like many of you know, one of my good friends growing up is Jamaican American. Both of his parents born in Jamaica. He's first generation as well, like myself. And because of him, I got into dancehall. I got into Jamaican culture as well. It all started with "Just Give Me the Light" when Sean Paul first came out with that shit. So during high school, that's what also made me popular too. Was because of the dancehall stuff. A lot of kids from even other Caribbean backgrounds like Trinidadian and Bayesian or whatever would be like, yo, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then other Jamaican, Norwalk, it's weird. Like, we have a good amount of Jamaicans, but the biggest is Bridgeport, which is not too far, and Hartford, which is about, it's northern Connecticut. It's about like an hour and like 10-minute drive. Hartford, I think, and Hartford and Bridgeport are both known for having like the biggest Jamaican populations in the U.S. And then, of course, New York City. Forget about it. Like Brooklyn, Bronx. Yeah, and I'm gonna get into that too. But so I grew up with him, and then I met a few friends. I met a female friend who I ended up getting close with. And in high school, and then after high school is when I got introduced to the party scene. The dance hall party scene. The first few parties I went was with her. Then I met other people through her. Then I went through house parties, all of that in CT. So, I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do after high school. Yeah, I ran track, and I did theater in high school, but I tried to pursue it, but like these places wanted money. Try to get with some agencies, they wanted money. They wanted you to pay for like $2,000 for a photo shoot. It was just a fucking joke. And then I gained that popularity in high school, and then it kind of started growing after that. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, like, I met people in Bridgeport. Then I started going out to parties out in Bridgeport, and then the amount of love I got was ridiculous. To this day, I'm forever grateful. I always, shout out Bridgeport as a second home or something, because that was, when it comes down to the dancehall community out there, the Jamaican community, the amount of love I've gotten is just, again, it's one of those things that if I didn't have, maybe, it's one of those things that keeps you going. and they don't know how much it means. You know what I'm saying? Just like other people in my life, the little things they've done, they don't know how much it means. And even though I tell them, like, even to this day, some people don't know. That's why I'm always like, checking on a lot of people. But because of that, I gained my popularity going out, staying out late, coming home at 5, 6 in the morning, you know, trying to get my name out there. You know what I'm saying? And my popularity grew. Out here in CT, it grew, and then eventually I met people, party promoters in New York. I met dancers from New York, and then I started meeting more dancers in New York. Because the New York dancing scene is ridiculous anyway, like I said about the whole Get Light stuff. But also the dancehall community in New York is one of the biggest in the U.S. There's nothing like it. So because of that, you know, I guess even though I love dancing and I love doing that and meeting people, it kind of took me out of the insecurities and helped me escape. But sometimes it did it too much. I got addicted to that. Never got addicted to drugs. Never, luckily, I guess because I grew up in an area where I go to the next street and you see a homeless shelter, and then you see crackheads on the corner begging people for money. At the age of 13, getting approached, multiple, even at a young age, about, I need $2, I'm hungry, and you're like, I'm 13, bro, what the fuck? I ain't got no fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I never got robbed at that age. I only got robbed once ever in my life, and that was when I was 21. Well, before I turned 21. It was 2011, May of 2011. Holy shit, I remember it. So I was 20 going on 21. My birthday's in September, so yeah, I was 20. But, almost getting into fights with these fucking crackheads, yo. Like, approaching me like, oh, come on, man, you lying. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, I'm 15. They're like, oh, because they're so cracked out. They don't know how old you is. And I'm ready to throw down. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna get punked by no fucking crackhead. I'll tell you that much, bro. You know what I'm saying? But, experiencing that is what makes you, and you grew up around seeing that dumb shit. And then even worse when they come up to you like, yo, Mike, what up, Mike? And I'm like, my motherfucking name ain't Mike, motherfucker. Who the fuck is Mike? Who's Jeff? Who the fuck is John? Motherfucker, back up. Your breath stinks. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not trying to shame a crack, but it is what it is. Experiencing that, I never got into drugs. I guess that was one of the reasons why I never wanted to fall into that. But I found a new addiction other than, being on social media for hours, even gaming or just hanging outside, was the party scene. That became an addiction. And, and then the popularity grew because I'm a white dude in a Jamaican club dancing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's rare to see that. And of course, some of the Jamaicans, I don't want to offend nobody, but to the Americans, I got to say it that way. Because in Jamaica, it's out of many one people. There's people in Jamaica that are Asian, Indian, white. Even though it's predominantly a black country, there's a mix of people there. But, so I just want to say that. I don't want no Jamaican to come. Yo, what you mean you're white man? What you try to say? No, them have white Jamaican. But, a lot of y'all don't know that. And even to this day, there's people that come from my reaction channel, which I'm grateful for. Like, like I say, I don't tell people they have to keep up with me, but when they do and they find out about that, they're like, this is so cool. You don't just do these reactions. You used to be partying and shit. You grew up right near WWE. Well, not right near it, but damn it. Like, I could drive there and get there in 10 minutes. Barely. Well, now there's so much fucking traffic. Because speaking of New York, all you fucking New Yorkers came to Connecticut. You can't even fucking walk down the street or drive down the street because it takes you fucking 8 hours to go to a place that should be 10 minutes away. Fuck y'all. Why y'all want to come here? So, y'all got more out there. But, I I guess it kind of became an addiction because I did it too much. I wasn't going out just on the weekend. I was going out on weekdays. Because Jamaicans, the one thing that y'all, if y'all don't know much about Jamaican culture, Jamaicans party every day. Every day. If you got Jamaica, them have party every day. Monday, you know, wicked gal Wednesdays, Thursdays, Freaky Friday, Sexy gal Saturday, uh, Fire Mondays, Fire Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just throwing examples. I used to remember the names of the days they used to call them. People did different days too, but then, and it's nobody's fault. It was my fault because I guess I needed to kind of wash away my insecurities in a way. And then because my popularity started growing because of that, then something new happened. And what was that new thing? The attention that I barely got in high school, girls. And girls started approaching me like, oh, shoot, you got moves for a white dude, and that kind of gets you, and, finally, at the age of 20, you know what I mean? On my 21, my 21st birthday, your boy got finally, other than, I probably forgot to say this too, like, I guess because growing up like that, even though I was popular, I was shy. It's so weird. I can't explain it. I was shy, but I was not shy. But with the girls, I was fucking shy. It was crazy. But, and then that happened. And then those first 2 years, it was like the law of attraction. It was like I became a magnet. It's like girls smelt that I lost my virginity. Because once I lost it, within a fucking year, I was with like 14 different women. It was crazy. Like my first year, I was like, within a year, it was like 14. And I was just like, holy shit. Like, my God, I felt like the fucking man. You know what I'm saying? And then I was going out making a name for myself as well. I was doing dances. I was learning dances and at home, trying to keep up with every new dance that was coming out from Jamaica. Even keeping up with some of the hip hop shit too as well. But that kind of, it's so weird to say that too. Like that didn't blow up because, and I've said this before, I feel like a lot of people already know about white dudes dancing in hip hop. So it's like kind of not new. But when it comes to dance hall, you don't see that, especially back then. Now with Instagram, there's so many white dancers. It's like, God damn it. Like I should have stayed on top of it. But there's a period of my life where I didn't stay on top of the social media stuff. So, then I started getting popular with the dancing and then going out late at night, but I didn't know how to balance that with going to school or some shit. And then I was afraid, like, what if I go to school and do something I don't love? And what if I get a loan and then I owe so much money to a student loan? And then if I want to get a car, how am I going to afford to pay the car? Like, all of these ran through my mind and I just didn't know how to execute it. It was like I had the mentality of, I guess you could say because of the ADHD, like, I had the mentality of a fucking teenager still. I still had this young mentality. You know what I'm saying? And the shit that I know now, I wish I knew then. But that's one of the things too, And then I started getting popular, like I said, in CT. Next thing you know, I'm in New York. Going to New York was easy. I used to go to New York all the time, even before that, the dancership took off. But I could jump on the train right now from Metro North and you can express it, go to Manhattan, and sometimes even less than an hour. Now, I don't know how it is. I haven't taken a train in so long. I got a car and shit. That's one of the privileges. But I was going out to New York City sometimes 3 times a fucking week, either for a party or a girl. Because another thing too is Connecticut girls ain't like your boy, but shit, most girls I've been with, New York, baby, New York, New York City, going out to the Bronx, taking a train to Fordham, boom, take a train to Manhattan, but then I gotta get on the subway to Brooklyn to go see a girl, get on the subway to go to Queens. You're talking about 2 hours of traveling and then taking a cab. That's money right there too. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things have led to me being in the position I am in right now. You know what I'm saying? And then because I just didn't know, I didn't plan, I didn't know how to do it. It's no one else's fault. You know what I'm saying? And I thought maybe I could have gotten popular when it comes down to the club scene, but you got to have your own money to start throwing parties and shit. Some of these people that throw parties and party promotions, they have a full-time job as well. So I try to get into that with not a lot of money. How am I going to host an event when you need $2,000 up front, basically? I don't know, some shit like that. You got to pay your DJs, you got to pay the bar, you got to, or pay for the space for that night. You know what I'm saying? To pay security. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? And there's a chance you can make, and you know, sometimes there'll be a night where it's dead and you don't make your money back. And you know what I'm saying? But I didn't look at it that way, but it was just, I didn't have the money to try to, you know, and then, you know, I got into a relationship where, you know, I'm not trying to throw dirt, but, you know, it was good. And then after like a year and a half, we got our own spot, and, you know, we put money into that. And then that went to shit. You know, we broke up because some shit happened. It is what it is. It's the past. You know, I'm not holding any negativity, but just to explain, like, you know, I was working with family at the time, my uncle's restaurant. You know, if I didn't have that, I probably would have saved more, but I was, you know, I had a place with someone I loved. This was this was from 2015 to 17. And, you know, that was one of those situations where it was like, because I didn't want people in my business, you know, they were like confused on why me and my ex had a place, but, you know, she had nowhere else to go. I did, but I was like, I don't want my ex to be homeless. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we put money into it together, but, you know, and then around that time I had lost a job, and I tried to get another job because I got out of the restaurant business. I was getting tired, and I finally found like a Monday through Friday sales job, and it wasn't as great as it was. Just like how every time I've ever tried to get another sales job, it goes to shit always. And then, you know, from the end of like 2017 to all the way to like about July of 2018, I couldn't find a job to save my fucking life. I couldn't. I had no car, so I couldn't do no fucking Uber. I couldn't even do no DoorDash or whatever, Uber Eats, whatever. I couldn't do none of that. I think that was before they offered the bike thing in Connecticut, because I think New York they had it already, but Connecticut didn't have like the bike thing. I had a bike, but I wasn't eligible, or it just wasn't available at that time, I think, in Connecticut, from what I know, because New York had it. So I just couldn't find a job at that time. And then that's when I got back into the dancing and my popularity started growing again. And, you know, and around that time was the same time I discovered YTPs, and it took me about, I don't know how many months to learn how to try to do those reactions with just phones, with just my phone, because I couldn't, you know, back then the computer I had didn't have no camera on it. The softwares that I was asking people how they do it. Then I found out about, you know, video shop and all of that shit, and then, you know, then I learned, and then was crazy. After I lost my job, I had my iPhone, eventually got disconnected. But of course, I had Wi-Fi in the house. Um, and then when I started working again, got me a phone, but a new phone, another iPhone. And then what I would do is, back when, you know, I was learning shit, I would play the video on one phone and then watch it on, and then record myself right here. And then boom, that's how my reaction started taking off in 2019. And then I use whatever, before Video Shop, I think I was using something else to edit it, or InShot. No, I think it was. And then, but I didn't know, back then I, I couldn't even, what was that? I couldn't even afford to, not even afford it. What am I talking about? No, I just didn't know that impose, when you edit on Video Shop, meant to add it. So I used this other app that would do the side by side shit, and it was like the split screen, but the video would be like, because I try to do two in one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would only do two separate videos, and then eventually I learned on Video Shop or InShot that impose meant this, and then you take one video, when you click impose, you add another video while this is playing, and then I was like, oh shit, and boom, I got my shit like how Billy Bob or who else does it. They just do it a little bit better than me. But, and then yeah, and then my reaction channel started growing, and then around the time where I was getting popular in the dancing scene again. But it was, and then I was planning on, like, what should I do for school, and then I just wasn't making enough money, and I would have all these jobs. I'm like, I'm not making enough money, and then I was going out again. And I was trying to put myself out there, get booked, and I don't know what it is, man. Some people I wasn't getting booked like that. Booked for parties or whatever. I had people offer to put me on something, but there were some people who gave me what they could. Especially people who actually knew me and actually fucked with me. They would give me what they could, and I wouldn't shame them if they didn't give me 500. But they would tell me up front, like, yo, Chris, I fuck with you. It's just, you don't have to come, but if you do, I got this much. And I'm like, I'm coming out. If I got to party with you for 2-3 hours and you give me $80, I'm still enjoying myself, and I'm, in a way, I can network. And just because I'm getting $80 don't mean I'm gonna say no. But yeah, and I guess just living this life of confusion, of doubt. Also, doubt is another thing too. Like, self-doubt is a motherfucker, man. I've doubted myself a lot in my life. That's why I guess I didn't pursue school. Like, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking fail like I always did. I'm gonna fail like I did in high school. I barely graduated high school. I graduated in summer school. You know what I'm saying? Some people find that embarrassing, then they don't tell that story, but I'm 34 now. What else I gotta hide? It's crazy when people are hitting you up. Yo, how come you're not at graduation? You're not walking with us. I'm like, because I did bad. I wasn't rebellious. I wasn't mean with teachers. They would have meetings with my family. They would tell, or they meetings with me, like, what is it? I'm just like, it's not you. Like, you're respectful. You you talk to us, but you're not doing good. Yeah. That was my issue with school, learning. I just couldn't, I guess in a way it was like uninteresting, but at the same time, it's like I wanted to, but it's like I couldn't. I can't. I don't know. Now I could probably, yeah, definitely knock it out of the park, but it's like my brain developed till I was 28 or some shit. what I'm saying? Like like my junior year is where I learned the difference between there, and they are. Like, seriously, that's how bad it was. Like I couldn't tell you that where people get confused with there, and they are. You know what I'm saying? Theirs, uh, your and you are. Like, I didn't learn that shit until, and it's not nobody else's fault. Like, like my fucking junior year, a teacher that was great to my brothers too. It was crazy. His name was Mr. Kane. He did a great job. Not saying the other teachers didn't do good when I was younger. It was me. I just couldn't retain it for some reason. Like it stuck with me in my junior year, and then my senior year I had a great teacher too. That's another thing too. It was crazy. He was getting a bad rap. Like students were complaining about it, and I'm just like, it was crazy. And like he thought I was talking shit about him. I was like, yo, I was defending you, and then he found out. He was like, oh, sorry. I was like, that's all right. I was like, you were great to me. I don't know. Like, I don't know why you thought I complained about you. Like you were fine with me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was nothing like that. Like, yeah, this video's all over the place. I don't know how if anybody watches this whole fucking thing. I really don't know how. I don't even know if maybe I should split it in two. And then, in 2019, my two uncles passed away back to back in less than 2 months. My grandfather passed in 2021, but that wasn't as harsh because he was 92. Oh shit, he was 92. He was in his 90s, and it was just he didn't suffer, so that wasn't that bad. But I guess what really took a toll on me, I know what really took a toll on me is 2 years ago when my brother passed. You know what I'm saying? And I guess still to this day I'm like fucked up. I lost the ambition. I lost a lot of the ambition. Like even with the gym, diet wise, even though I've been bouncing back, like I'll bounce back, then I fuck up again, and that shit fucked me up too with even relationships. Like I have no patience with, not even patience like in an angry way. Sometimes like the last dates I went on, I was just like, get the fuck, I ain't got time for this bullshit. Like I don't even try to talk to women. And now that I'm 34, about to be 35, like in my financial situation, I'm like, yo, what the fuck I got to offer you other than some, you know what I'm saying? Like, and some, like what, you know what I'm saying? I can offer you maybe some cuddles and some time, but homegirl gonna be taking me out before I take her out. Like, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's not possible. Like some women overlook that, but I'm not trying to put myself out there if I'm in this situation. And then, of course, you see the bullshit with social media and relationships now. It's all of these fucking unrealistic expectations. And then also being my age, about to be 35 this year, it's like the ones that want you already motherfucking got kids and shit. And it's like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with kids. It's just that I don't think I'm ready to take on the role of a stepdad before I have no kids. It's just not for me. Shout outs to the dudes that do it. It's just I'm not one of those dudes that wants to do that. Because I got no kids of my own. So that's why I just be like, yo, you know what? I'm just fucking single. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not. Yeah, when I was younger, I may have over sexualized, women and looked at some women as a sex object, but I was young and dumb. But even in my late 20s, I stopped looking at women that way. And I mean, if it happens, it happens. If a woman I end up being cool with wants to just be whatever, friend with benefits, I probably wouldn't deny it because I'm a dude. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not looking for just that. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm 30. I'm about to be 35. I'm not trying to just do that. You know, but what else do I got to offer a woman right now? You're gonna have to be patient with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I'm just like, I don't know. And you know, some women have rubbed me the wrong way in the past, and I'm just like, yo, I'm not trying to put up with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So my life in a nutshell, I guess. That's yeah. And you know, it's been 2 years, and I guess sometimes I feel like maybe because of the loss of my brother, I'm like, what am I doing? And then what happened with the last job, I feel like, you know, you got so many people at certain jobs, they suck up so much. And, you know, I'm not a suck up. I'm not a kiss ass. It's like, you going to move up with a company with someone that wants you to do their, go above and beyond. God forbid you make one mistake. I guess I lost that ambition. I lost that drive. Like The Rock says. And for some reason, I was like, should I make this video? It's fucking been an hour already. Probably got to cut up in 3 parts or 2 parts. But luckily, I've dropped an hour video before, and a lot of you guys watched. Listened to the whole thing, which is something, like I said, I'm grateful for all the little things, and you know what I'm saying? I guess because I've seen a lot of these videos where people are talking about their struggles and also telling people like you're not alone. I guess this is one of those videos, and I never thought that it would lead to this. And I'm not saying it's bad, it's just that sometimes you look at it like I've become one of those people that are in that situation. And millions of us go through that. And even those of us who are quote unquote popular, like myself, there's probably so many people who know me, and you know, I post a lot of jokes and I smile on here. They probably don't think that I would go through that. You know what I'm saying? But you could be popular as fuck. This shit happens to a lot of people. It could happen to you. You know, I'm sitting here like, what have I done? What the fuck have I done? Maybe I should have took this opportunity those years ago, and I didn't, because I didn't know. Yeah. I don't even know if I should even mention it. One time I got offered over 10 years ago, holy shit. I got offered to be, you know, not to be in it, but kind of like a side worker who doesn't get, but kind of got offered a position to make some good money, but you can get in trouble. Yo, you guys know where I'm going with. But the dude who offered it to me, I was this close saying yes. The dude who offered it to me ended up getting, I was like, holy shit, that's not a sign from God not to do it. I guess not. I guess I shouldn't do it. This motherfucker had racks. Sometimes I'm like, yo, I can see why some people fall into that lifestyle too. I'm talking about just never seen so much money in my fucking life. I guess that's another reason why I'm making this video too. I could add that. Don't fall into the temptation, because your freedom will be at risk, and your life too, because that lifestyle comes with other people like, oh, you selling on my territory, you selling on my block, you doing this in my area. Yeah. That's another reason why I ain't get into that. You either end up, yeah. I've been offered so many types of things too, yo. And sometimes I look back, I'm like, yo, this video is something else, man. I guess I may have needed to open up about my unique lifestyle, my unique story. You know what I'm saying? I've seen so many people make assumptions about me, and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna even bother commenting, explaining in a fucking paragraph. I'm not, like I said, I'm not better than nobody, but shit, my life is more than a fucking, woo. But I didn't have it the hardest, I didn't have it the roughest, but sometimes I'm like, you see people who made it out of the roughest, and I'm like, I ain't even have it that bad, and what the fuck do I have to show for it? Sometimes when I hear, yo, they talk about survival of the fittest, I'm like, yeah, I guess maybe I'm not one of the fittest. And I mean mentally. Some people can make a fucking video in 20 minutes. Me, my mind is racing all over the place. The way someone can break something down and explain it in a YouTube short, I can't do it in a minute. That's not, but not looking at that like that's the only way, but sometimes I'm like, you know, you look at some of these kids that are so good at school, I'm like, what the fuck did I do? Yeah. Now, I have my own talents, I guess, but sometimes I feel like they're just not working. What I'm trying to do hasn't been working. I'm trying to compete with motherfuckers who do controversial shit on the internet. Me, I just do regular shit. Like, you know, I love being fun, watching funny videos, reacting to funny videos, making funny skits, or doing the gaming or the dancing. But I'm competing with motherfuckers who are doing pranks and fight pranks and outlandish shit. Competing with girls that's on fucking OnlyFans, dudes that are doing anything for clout. Yeah. But I guess this is all like me coming on here and like showing y'all like this side of me that I guess a lot of people may have not known. You know what I'm saying? And the struggles, you know what I'm saying? But also at the same time, embracing the struggle, but also giving thanks, I guess, to like showing gratitude about the things that I've also had. Yeah, even though I'm struggling financially, and a lot of things have happened back to back. You know, and it helps me think of the good things I have in my life. Even though there's been just a few things that have just happened back to back these past few months that was just like, I just can't catch a fucking break. But yeah, this is not to make anyone feel bad for me, I guess I just wanted to update people because I get a lot of messages about the reactions and the dancing too. You know what I'm saying? I gotta find that. I gotta find it in me again because I feel like whatever that part of me was, I lost it. That energy, that passion. That's why I haven't been dancing because like the last few dancing videos I made, I felt like I haven't been giving it my all. And like I'm not executing the moves like how I used to. And I can't, oh great, I can't, upload a video of me half-assing it because people are going to notice it. And it's going to just be like, oh great. And I'm going to be like, what the fuck? And then I rush shit. I've rushed things my whole life because I try to learn it quick, and it's not the way to do it. Even, and that's why sometimes I look at old videos. I'm like, I did a dance the wrong way because I was rushing, because of my disability or my issue, whatever you want to call it. Because I would rush to do it, and then I would rush to do it, and the next thing I know, I fucked up. Like how I fuck up on tests. When that test came for that performance I did, and I see I did a few dances wrong, and I'm looking like, what the fuck? Man, this fucking video is just all over the fucking place. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Holy fuck. Let's come to this. Yeah, so what's next? I really don't fucking know. I guess I just been doing my ASMR shit, extending the Brazilian music, and I'm getting a lot of love from that, which I'm grateful for, but damn. I guess I gotta work. I got some work to do on myself. You know what I'm saying, yeah. I guess maybe this will help. Maybe this will help that I've opened up like this to let go of what happened in the past, with not even just the past, but the past decisions I made financially. You know what I'm saying? Not saving because I did what I thought was right. Not even right, just not being smart with money and not knowing how to invest and do shit like that. Now you're, so far behind. It's like if I wanted to go to school, it's like then I feel so tired working and going back to school. Cause me, it's like I get mentally drained so quickly. I get burnt out. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I wish I had just the right amount of money to go back to school and just focus on that 100%. Not trying to sound like a lazy fuck, even though, there's people out there who just work and go to school and barely get sleep. But sometimes I'm just like, I did that so much when I was younger, even though I didn't go to school. I try to get myself out there while working. Yeah. My popularity grew, but not to sound ungrateful, but I guess financially it hasn't helped. And I guess I'm just running all over the place like a chicken with his head fucking cut off. Yeah, man. I'm dragging this video out. I'm dragging it. I'm dragging it too much. Just know I'm just super grateful because I know there's going to be people in the comments. And I'm very grateful. And am I going to seek out help to open up to anybody else? Maybe I'll open up to family, but just know opening up on here too, I think is going to help. Maybe that's what God's trying to tell me. And this fucking heater, holy shit. Talk about fucking annoying. But if you guys have any other questions though, like I'll answer them. You know, just know, you know, or you just want to tell me anything, like whatever you guys want to open. If you guys want to open up too, like you let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm, you know, if you watch this whole video, or if it's a 2-part video, whatever I decide to do, I guess, because I don't know, you could talk to me too. Because if you're going to listen to me for over an hour, I guess I can listen to you, you know, because that's the type of person I am. So, yeah, man. I appreciate the love as always.